Yes, you can avoid probate if you don't have a will. In fact, if you're using a will to dispose of your assets, you are going into probate. And if you don't have a will and you don't have any of these will substitutes that we're going to talk about, then you also will end up in probate. But the Florida statutes, the laws will decide where your stuff goes instead of you deciding in a will. So one way that you can avoid going through probate to distribute your assets is through co-ownership of accounts. So if you have ownership with your spouse as tenants by the entireties, or joint tenants right to survivorship with another owner, then that will pass to the survivor of the two of you upon your passing. Another way to do it is using a beneficiary designation. With bank accounts, you can do pay on deaths or PODs, and with investment accounts, you can do transfer on deaths or TODs. Another way that you can avoid probate and avoid using a will is by trust ownership. If you can move the asset into the trust, you're good. You've funded it, and that is a probate avoidance tool. It's another will substitute. But keep this in mind, that if you die with anything in your name or anything that is going to go to you in your name after your death, then probate is absolutely necessary, and you will need a will to make sure that your assets are distributed the way you intend. So some of those types of things that you might not be thinking about, if there's a wrongful death action or personal injury settlement and that money is in your name, that is going to go through probate. If there is a homeowner's insurance claim because a hurricane came through, we've seen this a lot, where somebody dies and then there's a claim put through and the family's living there and the check is going to be cut to the decedent, okay? So that money is going to go through probate. If you inherit from somebody else in your family after your death, right, because they could have left a will to you and you're already dead, so then your family has to file a probate and get that. If your family found or a paycheck that was made out to you and they didn't deposit it before you died, or if there's a new paycheck that was issued because you were working the last 2 weeks before you died, business profits, any kind of payment plans that were coming to you through your business. Also in your will, you need to name guardians for your children, and you may want to transfer any of your personal property that way as well. Families often fight about that. And lastly, if you won the lotto the night before you died, that's going through probate.